guys, where do you think I should go? Because I honestly don't even know where I can go. Look, I want to get this. Wow, that looks cool. That looks like the craziest thing I've ever seen. Let's look on the next one. Oh my god, I wish I got a piano. That's so cool. Oh my god, he made a book. I hope it's mine. You know what? Let's just go there. That would be really fun. Wait. Let me reach in and get ourselves inside. You forgot the chrome. Oh, I forgot. Let me get it. Let me first put it in. 3, 2, 1, yeet! Well, that was so much better. See? I have it right there. Okay, now let's go. I need more power. If everybody likes and subscribes this video, I might get some more power. Ready? Set. Why isn't it working? Nobody has a like, I guess. Let me just go in. Those pixels. Oh, I think I'm way too close to my mouth. Let me just go back. That's a lot better. Now you can see me. Anyways, we're gonna read this book. Oh, well, that was cool. Anyways, we're gonna read another 8 pages. Now I'm starting to figure out, I just want to do one day of a video and one day of like just taking a break. And I know we were on age 19. We ended on age 18 last time. Now it's time for age 19. The college support from Hofstra. Ready? Age 19. This is my second year of college. Yay! I moved with my mom in a new house. This is age 20. This is my third year of college, and I'm going to get married today with Evelina. Ooh. Shut up. Thank you. This is my last year of college, and now I graduated college. This is my first year of graduate school. I think that was not 8 pages. I need to stop on the 27th. Age 27. This is my second year of graduate school. I graduated from graduate school. Now I can be an architect. Why? Age 25. I mean my first building blue paper. I am making a superhighway that goes around the world. Go on my family life part 2 to learn more about it. Okay, let's go. And that's all the way on the end of it. Let's go. Ready? Here is my family life 2. I'm designing a building that looks like the letters of mathematics. Every year, I think it's my family life 1, I think. What is it? Where is it again? Oh, there it is. Hi, my name is Nolan. I'm going to make you a superhighway from the top of Scotland to the bottom of Argentina. It was built it was built, there was another highway, but it goes from the top of Alaska to the bottom of Argentina. And it's called the Pan American Highway. It was 14,000 miles, but the superhighway stretched as long as 50,000 miles. Learn more about it at YouTube, www.google.com, and search for Russia's insane plan to build a superhighway to America that goes to the end of the story to the end. And then my family life too. It's going to be right here. I'm designing it, and on the superhighway, go on Family Life 2. That was part 1. This is part 2. I'm designing a building that looks like letters of mathematics. Every year, it equals a grade. It's going to be a 2-story building. My building will be from preschool through graduate school. In my building, people will learn addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, area, decimals, and algebra. I'll choose the shape because I want people to learn math operations. I can't wait for my building to be made because people will be smart and learn hard math problems. By Nolan, which is me. Anyways, let me go all the way back to age 30, I think. No, age 20 something. I'm just gonna I'm still doing the superhighway. And you guessed, I'm still doing the superhighway on my blueprints. And we're going to learn, and to be continued, about the superhighway. That was technically so we're going to go back to the start next time. Age 26, I'm making the superhighway. We're going to go back to the age 26 and then to repeat back because you might even forget what's happened in the start. So I'll show you back to age 26 and then go through from there to age 34. And you will see why on the end of the video. Plus, I already told you, so I don't even have to do it. Okay. Next thing, weather. Plus, on the 25th, we will start to do 3 videos. What the heck was that? Do you hear the footsteps?
Run.
Anyways, back to the video. That was actually the funniest thing I've ever did. Because you didn't even hear it outside.
Run.
Ew. I'm watching The Simpsons. Running. Okay, I'm done. Anyways, back to the real video. Oh, imagine that was actually a short. That would be so funny. Okay, the actual reason why that was there is it was actually that car right there. See? Heard that? Okay, I'm just kidding. It was not from the car. It was from... Oh my gosh. If it says that one more time, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm going back upstairs. Anyways, let me get my thing again, because that scares me. It's just from water. You know, water, electricity. See? That's scary. Oh, I remember I was down here in the dark, and I heard that. I literally was scared. My heart was beating like crazy, and I literally just ran up and broke my baby. It was so hilarious. That's why I had to pause the video in the middle of the last video. Anyways, back to weather. So, the weather for today is here. So here's the weather. Okay. So let's go back. And this is what it was like. See, there's a warm pressure. And see, look at that. It's gonna get warm. Anyways, I'm bored. I just want to go on the GEFS. GEFS, I'm saying. Where is the GEF? Okay, there it is. There's the GEFS. But where is the other thing? Where's the US one? Okay, I'm just gonna go back. You know what? I actually kind of like it. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay, so it's gonna be warm it's gonna be cold for a long time, not gonna lie. What? I'm just keep hearing California, Sacramento downstairs. So it's gonna first be warm like from, I think, so it's gonna end being cold on the 22nd and on the 23rd, I think. Let me just check. So it's gonna get warm. It's gonna start getting warm on October 22nd. I'm saying like in 6 o'clock it's gonna start getting warm. And on the 23rd, you will feel some extreme heat. This is on the 23rd. Oh, I'm on the 25th. Yeah. Let me look. Let me backtrack. So that is October 23rd. It's going to start getting warm. And by the way, when you get to October 24th, you will literally feel so much warmness. I usually wake up at 6, so this is what I'll feel. Extreme warmness of, let me check. I think that's about like somewhere around here. And so here is how it's all going to start. So it's all going to start by this blob. Yep, It is the exact same hurricane that I keep talking about, Norma. Dun 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 dun. So here's the track of Norma. So it's gonna be, this is Norma, and it's the one of the biggest or strongest hurricanes right now, and it hits a little bit of Mexico right here, as you can see, the small landforms. And then it's gonna probably die right at this part. It's gonna become a post-tropical cyclone. Right now, it's this. Really black, dark. Anyways, back to the GFS model of the hurricane. So here's the GFS model right now. Let me put it all the way down to, so this is the GFS model. Right now, we're literally already in the, let me check. Oh my gosh. We're in Florida. I'm just kidding. Anyways, back to the global GFS model of where's the thing? This is gonna happen again if it doesn't. Anyways, back to Hurricane Tammy, which is a different hurricane, which is this type of hurricane. Let me show you it. Backtrack. It first starts forming in October 19th. And then after that, it starts coming closer. It becomes a hurricane exactly at this point, I think, yeah. And it gets a lot bigger. Look at that. Look at that, boy. It's a hurricane now. It just became a Category 1, and now it's fading. October 27th, it's gonna fade. Back to 111 hours. I'm just kidding. 117 hours. You know what? 120 hours. Anyways, back to the regular forecast model of the huge climate change. So right now, it's at least this. Let me get closer to the US. It's gonna start getting warm, and there's gonna be a small curve from Hurricane Norma. This is Hurricane Norma right here. See that? That's Hurricane Norma. And there's gonna be a much bigger wave that's slapping Hurricane Norma into the US, splitting up, coming together, and dissolving Hurricane Norma into New York, into the cold point, and while that's happening, so here's the thing that's happening. Boom. So while that's happening, on this part, we're just gonna be resting in the sun. Yep, resting in the sun. But till this exact point, Hurricane Norma getting dissolved into this part. That's Hurricane Norma right here. It's getting dissolved right here. That's Hurricane Norma. And starts getting dissolved, but it gets a little bit splitted up over here. This is still Hurricane Norma, by the way. And then it starts connecting. This is Hurricane Norma storm. And then it starts dissolving into it, and then this place starts getting colder, and then it slaps into New York. It is at least November 4th at this point. And now it's time to talk about Mexico. Right there. So we're gonna be rusting in the sun again. Okay, let me go back to November 1st. This is the real thing that I was talking about. So on November 1st, we're gonna start at 12Z. Start going. 6Z. So this is where it all starts. We're still gonna be living in New York. And since we noticed that, I already told my mom. And then after that, 12Z, we're out of there. We're gonna be right there, so close to all this coldness from Hurricane Norma. Next part. We are literally over there. Perfect. See that? That's where we are gonna be. And let me know when you see warm. Okay, that's better. So it's gonna be pretty warm at this point, because we're gonna be right there. It's gonna be a little tiny bit colder in that part, but still, it's gonna be 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. This time it's gonna be cold because now it's just gonna be 0 degrees Celsius, and let me just tell you, degrees is 0 degrees Celsius. Alexa, what is 0 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Dun, dun, dun. Celsius is only above freezing. So that's when it starts. So 32, it's going to be 32 degrees Fahrenheit almost the whole time in Mexico. Till we get to this point. We're going to be in this point, which is at least 10, I think. No. Alexa, what is 9 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
9 degrees Celsius is 48.2 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's what happens if I do that. 9 degrees Celsius is 42.2 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's going to be 42 degrees Fahrenheit the whole entirety of the time. See? Boom, boom, boom. Other than this point. Because it's going to be really 6 degrees Celsius. Yep, 6 degrees Celsius. Now let's watch on YouTube. Of the tropical Tibbets. What does that mean anyways? Kind of like that. So we're gonna watch a new YouTube channel of what I'm talking about. This weather is about to suck.
Thinking of buying a
I have it. Where is it? There it is. This is what it's talking about.
Radar Omega before, but this is a brand new version across the U.S. as far as weather goes. But a major weather pattern flip is about to happen between now and Halloween that will change everything. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what to expect as we go through this transition before Halloween, during Halloween, and I'm even going to tell you the very interesting details about what may happen
This is
after
what we're
Halloween.
looking
And it
at.
all starts with this little blue blob down here off
See?
the west coast of
Hurricane
Mexico.
Norma.
This is actually a hurricane in the East Pacific Ocean. Hurricane Norma is currently a Category 3 as of filming this, but it's expected
See,
to
it's a
slightly
storm
weaken
all
on
the
its
entire-
approach to the Baja California Peninsula. By 12 a.m. Tuesday, this is going to be a tropical depression depression in northwest Mexico, and some of the moisture will already be spilling into parts of Texas. But I'm expecting a lot more than just some tropical spillage as a result of
parts
this
of
storm.
Texas.
You see, this is the pattern that we've been in. Colder and wetter air in the east and warm air in the west. And that makes things mostly quiet and dry in the central U.S.
And
but this
tornado-y.
little blue blob is going to try and change that as another trough comes sweeping in from the west.
The
absorbing
hero
all
of
its
doom.
energy and slinging it into space. As this brand new
Okay, I'm
cutoff low sits over
Look
the
at
southwestern
that.
U.S.
That's Hurricane
the cold
Norma.
air aloft will
Right
begin
there.
to
That's
interact
Hurricane
with the
Norma.
warmer air
I mean,
out
this
leading
is the
to
storm that I was
thunderstorms.
talking
And
about.
this is gonna set
That
up a
dissolved
channel
it.
or a river of moisture from the Pacific Ocean that will outlet over the central U.S. So
See?
all that moisture and energy from Hurricane Norma, plus some, will just be pouring out into the plains towards the middle of next week. And this is mostly a good thing because it looks like some real drought relief might be on the way for some of you guys out there. But don't get me wrong, this won't single-handedly end the drought. It's just going to be quite helpful, especially in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and maybe even all the way up into Iowa, where that river of moisture will be setting up. This is going to bring some rain to Louisiana and Mississippi, but unfortunately not nearly as much as you guys need. Because if you keep an eye on this dip in the jet stream, it basically becomes a cutoff low, and it's just going to get
Look at
stuck
that.
down here for a while, keeping all the rain.
Oh
from
my
the
god,
west.
it
And
got
that's what that's gonna
dissolved
look like
into
as we
one
go
storm.
from
The
Monday
other storm
into
got
Tuesday.
dissolved into
A
the other
large
storm.
area of rain will be present through the central U.S., but the heaviest precipitation is going to be down here in Texas and Oklahoma. And then by Wednesday, and especially into Thursday, the heaviest axis of rain will have moved to the west. But you can see how all this moisture is still traveling up the central U.S., and it's actually compiling around a new storm in the north that's also going to lead to some very heavy rain up here around the Great Lakes. And by the time this is all said and done, you can see that the latest GFS model paints the most intense swath of rain from Texas up through Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. One of the sweet spots is going to be down here towards Dallas, where some places could potentially pick up nearly 10 inches of rain next week. But remember, this is still a few days out, so the heaviest axis of rain and where these sweet spots set up is going to change as we get closer. But just take a look at what happens after that. As we get into next weekend, the system is finally going to start moving, and it's going to sweep a line of showers across the entirety of the eastern U.S. These rain showers are going to be very light, unless you live in the northeast, where a few pockets of heavier rain might set in. And after that front goes by, some cold air is going to settle into the northern U.S., setting the stage for some snow on the backside. That's right, you heard me right, snow. As we approach Halloween, we might be talking about some real snow out here in the north central U.S., and maybe even into the northeast. Now, Halloween is still about a week away, so it's really hard to do a fine-tuned forecast this far out. But you know me, I'm not holding back, and here is my preliminary Halloween forecast for the entire USA. Starting over here in the west, where up north it's going to be very cold and wet, and then down south it's going to be quite warm. Everyone in the middle there is going to experience fairly normal weather for Halloween during this time of year, or you're going to be on the less prominent side of whichever color zone you are closest to. In the central U.S., most of us are going to be very warm, but the farther north you go, the better chance you got of having a somewhat
we're in
cold
trouble.
Halloween.
Something's-
And then over here on the East Coast, I think we're going to be dealing with
That's another
yet
reason
another
why we're
trough
gonna go
around
to
this
Mexico.
time. So many of us
'Cause of
will
that.
have a chance of rain. And of course, farther north, we're going to have some cold air hanging around that's going to make things quite cold and dreary. Now, when I say cold and dreary, I'm not talking about like a washout rainstorm or a snowstorm or anything like that. Somewhere in between. Think of something like a damp, foggy, misty, nasty day. But hey, it is Halloween, so that's fitting. And looking at this forecast map as a whole really tells the story of how tame this Halloween will be. In fact, this is one of the more quiet Halloween forecasts we've had in quite some time. But it's what may happen
Wow, that was
after
scary.
Halloween that's really spooky. It looks like there's going to be a major pattern flip as we go
Oh
into
no.
November.
This is even more
This is when I
spooky
think
than
things are gonna
Halloween.
get
And I
really
didn't even
interesting.
say it
In
right
fact,
because it was so
looks like fall
spooky.
tornado
Okay, let me go
season
back.
is when I think things are going to get really
Oh
interesting.
no, that's
In
scary.
fact, it looks
And
like
spooky.
fall tornado season might be a real concern on the
Oh
horizon.
no.
And believe me, we are
Dun,
going to
dun,
dive deep
so
into
let's
that
see in
subject
Mexico if
right
there's
here in
any
a second.
tornadoes.
But first, let's take a moment to really make sure we're all
Yeah.
prepared for the upcoming severe weather by shouting out today's sponsor, Radar Omega, the best best weather app on the market. I know you've heard me talk about Radar Omega before, but this is a special update because they've got a brand new version that just blows everything else out of the water. Even before this brand new version 5.2 of Radar Omega, it was already the most capable and customizable weather app on the market. But now it's even better with all kinds of new features like having the ability to track hurricane hunters within the app. And you can now even look at the CPC outlooks for precipitation and temperature. And for alpha subscribers, we finally have the ability to look at volumetric radar data. And this shows you in real time, high-res volumetric views of storms as they are happening. Radar Omega is the radar app that I choose to use on a day-to-day basis just as somebody who's trying to see what's happening with that storm over there. But it's also the same exact app that I use live in front of millions of people during some of America's worst weather events. Radar Omega has the capability of the $100,000 programs you see local TV meteorologists using, and you can have it on your phone for less than $10. So go ahead and click that link in the top of the description and get Radar Omega today. You can get it on iOS or Android. I've got both links right there for you, and I promise you, you won't regret it. So after Halloween, the pattern's going to go from this to this, a literal 180-degree flip-flop with cold air infiltrating the western U.S. and warm air returning to the east. In my opinion, if this actually comes to fruition, this is going to be the beginning of what we call the fall tornado season. You see, having all this cold air in the west will allow for storm systems to carry some of it into the warmer air out east, especially in the plains in the southeastern U.S.
That's
This
another
interaction of
reason why
cold
I'm
air
going to
pressing up
Mexico.
against warm air will be a
What?
catalyst for some big-time storms and potentially even some tornadoes. And this is not me just grasping for straws trying to find something to talk about in my YouTube video. This is a real thing. It happens every year. Based off of climatological data, this is where we usually have to look out for tornadoes in October. It does look to me like this October will likely be less active than our climatologically average October. So
Or I
thankfully
was
this
wrong, I
map is
guess.
not an accurate representation of 2023, but things actually start to ramp up a bit in November with an emphasis over the south central U.S. And then even in December, tornadoes can be expected throughout a huge chunk of the states. I mean, just a few years ago, one of the most memorable tornadoes of the last decade happened in December in Kentucky. So this is just another reminder to not be scared, but rather be prepared. Tornadoes can and will happen in the fall, so make sure you have some way of getting warnings and you know what you're going to do when that warning comes through. Hit that subscribe button and turn notifications
it's
on
gonna
so
make
you
an
always
ad,
stay
another
ahead
one.
of the storm. And of course, whenever that next big severe weather event comes or the next big blizzard, we will be live right here on YouTube for 10, 12, 13 hours straight, relaying warnings and showing you what's happening on the ground in real time. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
That's everything I gotta show you. And I already showed you the spaghetti models yesterday, and here's the climate. We forgot to do that, huh? CFS Weekly. Ready? Here's the climate craziness. Dun dun da 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 da. Dun 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 dun. That's the climate right now. So right now, if this was the real climate, this whole thing will be warm. But obviously, that's wrong. So this is the first thing it's going to be like, and then this is the first week. This is the second week. This is the third. This is each 3 days. This is what it's going to be like in 3 days. First like this, then like this, then like this, then like this, then like this. And here's the crazy thing. Ready? From this to this. From this to this. That's crazy. Anyways, I gotta end this video shortly because actually, you know what? I don't want to do the piano this time. I only like doing it on regular weekdays, so weekdays are piano. Weekends, no piano.